Oh hi, welcome! My name is Emilia Momoko and I will be your host for today as I will give you a tour through my art school, which is the University of the Arts Bern here in Switzerland. This tour is really for anybody interested, but also for people who might want to inform themselves about the school from the perspective of a student. So, yeah, let's go. Come on in. So right now we're in the great hallway we have in this building. The University of Bern is actually quite a small school. We have 1,200 students in total, but that includes other departments like acting, music or literature, which are not actually in this building. So in this building we have the Department of Conservation Restoration, which is on this floor and then downstairs. And then we also have my department, which is Art and Design, which is on this floor and upstairs. Right here we have our library. And if we would go further that way, we would arrive at our canteen, but I think I'm going to show you our workshops first. This first workshop right here is our ceramics atelier, which you might have already seen in a previous video of mine, or more generally our 3D workshop, where we have all kinds of things. Like right now we have a sculpture course going on, and there are lots of different techniques and materials one can use, from bronze casting to ceramics to more like plasticky materials. And this is the workshop I spend most time in, but there are actually also other workshops we have. Like, for example, this is our metal workshop. This is where we have our big CNC fräse. And this is our wood workshop. And generally in our workshops we can use all kinds of tools and machinery, and there's always very helpful and kind staff that helps you realize your projects. So you just walk into the workshop with your idea and then they will help you. This right here is what we call the open workshop, where you might have already seen that in my last vlog I sort of tried to sew together different pieces of fabric. So this is where we have our textile infrastructure, and we also have a material archive where we have all kinds of different materials to look at. And my personal favorite is this little ramp. And we also have other machinery, like for example a laser cutter. Next I want to show you where our studio spaces are, and for that we'll have to go upstairs. These are our restrooms. And this is the second floor of the building with a second big hallway. First I want to show you the area where my studio space is, which is in the field of study of art education. Here you can see our kitchen, where we have the nice option to cook meals for ourselves, and we often eat together with other students. Now we're in our studio space, and here you can see what I really love about this building. This building was built in the middle of the 20th century, and it originally was a textile factory. So we have all these really nice big windows with some really great daylight coming from the ceiling. We have now arrived at my studio space, and every student at this school is entitled to a studio space during the whole length of their studies. And we organize ourselves in this room, and the studio space usually means that you have a table, maybe some shelves and a locker. And this is where we really do everything. We work on our projects, we discuss with each other, we eat, sleep, yeah, everything. Ah, chill, das ist natürlich überhaupt nicht gestellt. Ich habe 2 Fragen für dich. Und zwar, die erste ist, was ist deine Lieblingssache an der HKB?
Die Ateliers.
Okay. Und was ist deine am wenigsten liebste Sache an der HKB?
Kommunikation an der HKB.
Okay. So this is what we call the forum, which is sort of a space between our different studio spaces. And here we have a module where we sort of exchange between different students. And today they actually had a presentation, which is why we can see these different remnants of artworks. So that you can compare, this is an example of a fine arts studio. And this is what we call our media lab, which is where we have all our different technological possibilities. So we have a 3D printer, we have video editing spaces, we have sound spaces, and we also have the possibility of borrowing different technical equipments. And this last one is an example of what the design studio spaces look like, so quite a difference from our or the fine art studio spaces. And here we have my good friend Aska, who I'm gonna ask 2 questions. So Aska, what's your favorite thing about the University of the Arts Bern?
Okay, I think we have really nice ateliers here. You can see it's very spacious and very bright. And about the least favorite thing, I would still have to think. I mean, there are things, but I don't know what.
Okay.
This
Well,
would be precisely. Yeah.
then we'll leave it at a good look for the University of the Arts Bern. Thank you. And here we are at another space which you might have already seen in my previous video, which is the print studio we have at the school. And as I already mentioned, we have all kinds of different techniques here. So we have intaglio, we have relief printing, screen printing, we also have a risograph, and also different courses. And there's also a support team, which I'm part of, which helps you, like in the other workshops, with all kinds of different projects you might want to realize. Last but not least, we have the paint studio, where you really have a lot of space, as you can see, to paint in large scale. And yeah. Now I want to end my tour here with showing you our canteen, the Buffet No, where we students come for some actually tasty and fresh and locally sourced meals, or for some good coffee. So to give you my closing thoughts on this school, I think the University of the Arts Bern is not that big, but there is a great infrastructure and most importantly some great staff. And since it's pretty small, there's also a good and familiar atmosphere between the students and the teachers. And I would just suggest that you thoroughly inform yourself about the field you want to study in. And yeah, I hope this tour helped, and I'll see you soon for my next video. Have a nice rest of your day. And now, as the very, very last thing, I'm gonna tell you my favorite and my least favorite thing about this school. So my favorite thing is definitely the great infrastructure, and that you can literally just walk in with a project and they will help you. And my least favorite thing, I must say, is the communication between the university and its students. Good.